Michael Haynes, Director of Meal Services here at the Stewpot, and I have worked here for 5 years. My first day on the Stewpot, we served 500 people in an hour. I thought it was real funny. I looked around, I was like, what did I get myself into? It was unbelievable the amount of people that you can help in that small amount of time. I will definitely never forget the moment I knew the world was going to change. So many of our in-person services were restricted, and the Stewpot is an essential service, had to stay open. The food recovery program accelerated a lot.
Stewpot Rob here.
Stewpot Rob. We are here at the Hyatt House at Little Caesars, Royal Blue.
We just got a food donation.
Whole Foods, CC's Pizza, 60 pounds of coffee, Emporium Pies. What?
Brought in over 600,000 pounds, over $1 million in food that would have gone to waste. We saw the lines at the food banks, and we were like, food is our thing. This is how we started. This is where we're from. So Becky at Family Stabilization expanded the program, but with the shutdown, we couldn't have volunteers on campus. There was a lot of people who needed some work, so we went out and found some folks to come help us get food out to people. We serve 35,000 ready-to-eat meals, and each one of those serves 6 people. It creates more family time, more opportunity to relax during this crazy time that we've had. And we went from serving 100 families 1 time a month to 150 families 3 times a month. All of a sudden, we're serving people we had never seen before, people who never thought they would ever need assistance like this. My staff has been unbelievable at adjusting every time. We still serve 3 meals a day, 7 days a week at the bridge. Move chairs around to keep people safe inside the dining hall. Our volunteers are so passionate, they still wanted to help. They pivoted to bringing us paper plates, money, food, whatever we needed to keep it going. No matter what, we haven't stopped, haven't missed a meal. In fact, we have served more people this year than we ever have before. 45 years ago, the Stewpot started with food service in the basement of the church. To all the volunteers that stepped up and supported us during this time, I miss you. All of the staff misses you. When you see someone like Gloria who has received services from the Stewpot and now is giving back to the Stewpot, it just shows you the power that the Stewpot has to help people. That's pretty much what we've done the whole time we've been here.
My family, we're actually originally from Mexico. My parents both worked full-time, my dad in construction and my mom was cleaning houses. They've been working since they were 13 years old. They actually got married when they were 15. They never stopped working. We came to the Stewpot. I was maybe 10, 11 years old. And we would come in here, we would see Becky at the door, and they would load us up with groceries. The first time we ever came, they gave us a watermelon. And I love watermelon. I was so excited. When my mom would come to the Stewpot and make her grocery list shorter, she would have extra money. And that meant maybe a new pair of shoes for me. When you're little, you don't understand how important that was. But now as a grown-up, you're like, wow, that was a lot of help. The kids club, they would teach us craft skills and music and plays. And on Fridays, they would take us to field trips. To you as a kid from a low-income family, it's just so exciting because you don't get to do that. I would come here and get help with my homework because I was struggling as a kid. My parents didn't know English very well, so if I had a question, they couldn't answer it. So when I came here to the Stewpot, I would have a whole list of questions to ask, and I got the help here. My parents were struggling money-wise, so when I turned 16, I got my first job. I was going to a high school where their parents were lawyers and doctors, but I was working to provide for my family. Kids are cruel now, and me being different from the people that I was going to school with sometimes caused a little bullying, you know? Over here in the Stewpot, you were just another regular kid. Everybody going through the same thing. So I looked forward to Stewpot Day. I got to come here. And sometimes that's all you need is somebody to say, hey, I know what you're going through. They do talk a lot about college here. Coming from an immigrant family, you're like, oh, I won't be able to do it because I never thought what I wanted to do with my life. You know, I was thinking about, oh my God, you know, it's Monday and I have to go clock in. But people here at the Stewpot, they inspire you to keep going. There isn't any door that can be open because the Stewpot will open it for you. But then life happened, you know, my mom got sick. I went to every doctor's appointment with her, every surgery, every follow-up. I was 18 years old when she got diagnosed, getting ready to make plans for college. And receiving the news, it stopped everything. I had to take a pause from college, come home, and take care of my siblings, my mom. I just wanted to cry, but I never cried in front of her because I wanted her to know that she had somebody to support her. and I wanted her to know that I was strong to be able to be there for her. I'm the first to go to college in my family, to be a role model for my brother and my sister. No matter how hard things get, there's always a finish line. I got my associates, I finished, and my parents actually got to the venue about 4 hours before so they can have a front row seat. Seeing my parents cry when I walked the stage, it made me so happy, but proud of myself. It's a reminder that I can do anything that I believe in. I got a job again, so I was getting to really live my life. When COVID came, I lost my job. My mom couldn't work because of her surgeries, and my dad's hours had been cut. We had to stay home, but bills don't stop. You know, it's 2021 now, and people think we should all be making a good salary or that we all went to college, but that's not true. You don't know the story. Even when you do have a job, that money isn't enough. Low-income families don't have money saved up because we live paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes coming here to the Stewpot and getting a little bit of financial help is like coming out for fresh air when you're drowning. My mom actually got in contact with Becky. My daughter doesn't have a job right now. Is there a space for her? And I came to the Stewpot. I was 30 minutes early and I sat in that parking lot waiting for my interview. I was actually hired to be the delivery driver. Now that I work here, I see how my family isn't the only one struggling. When I go and do groceries and I see a young kid, like I want to tell them, have you heard about the Stewpot and their programs and the venturing crew and, you know, kids club? It gives you joy to see how you're helping others the same way that everybody here helps you. The Stewpot inspires me to keep going. Right now, I am actually back in school doing a nursing program. Thankfully, I was able to save up again and pay for my tuition. If I want to help people, why not become a nurse? The best way is that I could be able to take care of my mom again. If anything happened to her, she would have a nurse at home. We have gone through so much, but as a family, we're happy because we're together. So to all the people who inspired and helped my family here at the Stewpot, I want to say thank you. Your small donation, maybe it didn't even really occur to you that, you know, those dollars weren't going to do anything, but it did. It provided a safe place for us to come, receive food when we didn't have any, or help pay rent. It doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna get help here. You're never discriminated, you're given so much love and so much support. Now that I work here, I want to be able to help those who need help. Our team has just tried to be creative because at all times, COVID isn't gone. You still have to have those 6 feet. You have to have your mask on. But it's important to help the Stewpot. In any of our programs, come to the Stewpot, help out, tell your story, inspire somebody to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, to be a nurse. Your time and your money is very well appreciated here, and it's going to be used in a very special way to help a lot of people.